American families spent over $47 billion at garden centers last year. Every single one of those plants went home without a toxicity warning. 13 of the most commonly sold nursery plants in the United States can send a dog into liver failure or a child into convulsions within hours of contact. If you are in your 50s or 60s and you have grandchildren or pets sharing your yard, this is the list. Nobody handed you at checkout. One seed, one chewed leaf, one curious dog. The most commonly planted hedge in America is somewhere on this list, and we will get to exactly which one it is. Most families find out the hard way. You are going to find out right now. Welcome to PlantERLab, where smart growers discover plant ideas that actually pay off. Today we are breaking down 13 Nursery, sold plants that carry no warning label but carry a real biological threat. Stay with us past the halfway point. The hedge reveal alone will make you walk your yard differently tomorrow. Here is what most growers never realize. In the United States, there is no federal law requiring nurseries or garden centers to label ornamental plants with toxicity warnings. None. The same plant that costs $12 at your local nursery can cost $6,000 at an emergency vet clinic 2 days later. And the nursery carries zero legal obligation to tell you that this is not a hidden conspiracy. It is simply a gap that was never filled. Horticulturalists have flagged this issue for decades. The plants on today's list are not rare exotics. They are common, beautiful, widely marketed plants that sit on shelves in every state. If you have dogs, cats, or grandchildren with access to your yard, this video is the safety briefing you were never given at checkout. The Sago palm is not a palm at all. It is a cycad, one of the oldest plant families on Earth, and it contains a toxin called Cyclamen that attacks liver cells with a precision most poisons cannot match. One single seed, that is all it takes. A dog that chews one Sago palm seed has a 50% chance of dying, even with immediate veterinary treatment. The average emergency intervention, aggressive IV fluids, liver protectants, hospitalization, runs between $3,500 and $8,000, and it is sold at every major garden center in USDA zones 8 through 11 across the entire South, Gulf Coast, and Pacific Southwest, without a single toxicity label in sight. The ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center lists it as one of the most toxic plants to dogs in North America. A family in Zone 9 documented exactly this. Their 4-year-old Labrador chewed what they described as a small orange nut that had fallen from a decorative plant near the front walkway. Within 12 hours, the dog was vomiting. By hour 36, the liver values had collapsed. They spent $6,200 and still lost him on day 3. The plant had been in their yard for 6 years. Nobody warned them. The honest truth is, this, in Zone 10 and 11 climates, removing every Sago palm is not always realistic. But if dogs or small children have yard access, the safe swap is straightforward. Arca palm delivers the same tropical visual with zero cyclamen, zero toxicity risk, and it thrives in the same zones. The next plant on this list kills faster, and it is growing in yards across the entire Northeast right now. English yew has been planted as a hedge across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic for over a century. It clips beautifully. It stays dense and green through winter, and every single part of it, the needles, the bark, the seeds inside those red berries, contains taxine alkaloids that interfere directly with cardiac muscle function. In a dog or a child, taxine can trigger cardiac arrest in under 1 hour from ingestion. There is no antidote. Treatment is entirely supportive, meaning veterinarians and ER physicians can only manage symptoms while the toxin works through the system. Plant scientists have documented taxine's cardiac effects extensively, and the speed of onset is what makes it uniquely dangerous. By the time symptoms appear, the window for intervention is already narrow. USDA zones 6 through 8 place the highest risk across Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, and the entire New England corridor. Most homeowners in zones 6 through 8 planted English yew because a nursery employee recommended it as a low-maintenance privacy hedge. That advice was not wrong about maintenance. It was simply silent on toxicity. The smarter move for any household with pets or children is eastern red cedar, Juniperus virginiana. It delivers comparable density, survives the same zones, requires no special care, and carries zero taxine risk. The honest limitation here is visual. Eastern red cedar has a slightly less formal appearance than a trimmed yew hedge. For households where aesthetics are the priority and there are no pets or children, yew is manageable with awareness. But for any home where a dog has yard access, the swap is not optional, it is urgent. Next is a plant that specifically attracts children, and its danger mechanism is one most parents have never heard of. Laburnum is one of the most visually stunning small trees sold at American nurseries. Cascading golden yellow flower clusters in spring make it a popular choice for garden archways and specimen plantings. Across USDA zones 5 through 8, from the Pacific Northwest to the upper Midwest. The problem is the seed pods. They develop after flowering and look almost identical to garden peas. Small, green, hanging in clusters. Children pick them, children eat them. Every part of laburnum contains cytosine, an alkaloid that acts on the nervous system similarly to nicotine, but at a far more dangerous concentration. Ingestion causes vomiting, intense abdominal pain, and in serious cases, convulsions and respiratory failure. Emergency room treatment for cytosine poisoning in a child runs between $2,000 and $5,000, depending on the severity and the intervention required. Commonly studied research on plant-based alkaloid poisoning places cytosine among the most dangerous naturally occurring toxins in ornamental garden species. The pattern here is consistent and important. Laburnum was sold because it is genuinely beautiful, and that beauty is real. The gap is not in the plant's ornamental value. The gap is in the conversation that never happened at the point of sale. For any garden where children have regular access, the safe swap is crepe myrtle, Lagerstroemia indica. It delivers cascading flower clusters in pink, white, red, and lavender. Through summer, thrives across zones 6 through 9, grows to a similar height and form, and carries zero cytosine risk. Smart growers in the Southeast and Midwest have already made this swap, not because laburnum is rare, but because the math is simple. A beautiful tree that puts a child at risk is not a garden asset. Coming up next, a privacy hedge sold in virtually every American suburb, with a toxicity profile most homeowners have never seen in print. Privet is so common in American suburbs that most homeowners stopped seeing it as a plant and started seeing it as a fence. Ligustrum vulgar, common privet, grows across USDA zones 4 through 8, clips into a tight privacy hedge within 2 growing seasons, and costs between $8 and $15 per plant at most garden centers. What those garden centers do not display beside the price tag is this. The dark berries privet produces in late summer and autumn contain glycosides and alkaloids that cause acute gastrointestinal distress, and in dogs documented cases of liver and kidney damage following significant ingestion. Dogs investigate hedges. They nose through the base. They find dropped berries. Horticulturalists note that privet toxicity in pets is frequently underreported because early symptoms, lethargy, vomiting, are attributed to other causes before the plant connection is made. By the time the connection is identified, organ stress has already begun. The smarter hedge choice for any household with dogs is Spirea. Spirea japonica delivers dense, mounded growth with seasonal blooms in pink or white, performs reliably across zones 4 through 8, and produces no toxic berries at any stage of its growth cycle. The contrast is straightforward. Privet was chosen for speed and density, and it delivers both. Spirea asks for slightly more patience in the first growing season, but delivers the same privacy function without the berry risk. One grower in Zone 5, Ohio, replaced 40 linear feet of privet hedge after her older beagle began showing unexplained lethargy. Every autumn, the seasoned privet berries drop. After the swap, the dog's autumn health issues stopped entirely. The math here is not complicated. A hedge that protects your yard should not quietly threaten what lives in it. The next plant targets a completely different danger mechanism, and it will fool you because it looks completely harmless. Virginia creeper is sold across every USDA zone from 3 through 9 as a fast-covering ornamental vine. The autumn color is genuinely spectacular, deep crimson and burgundy across an entire fence or wall. It is inexpensive, vigorous, and marketed as a native plant, which gives it an unearned reputation for being completely safe. The berries it produces are not safe. They contain oxalic acid compounds, the same family of compounds found in certain kidney-damaging plants, and ingestion of a meaningful quantity has been linked to kidney stress in both dogs and cats. Beyond the berries, the sap in Virginia creeper's stems and leaves contains calcium oxalate crystals that cause direct skin irritation and mouth irritation on contact. For dogs that chew vines or children who handle cut stems and then touch their eyes or mouth, this becomes a rapid onset irritation issue. Plant scientists note that Virginia creeper toxicity is frequently underestimated because the plant's native status creates a false safety assumption. The native plant argument for Virginia creeper is real. It does support wildlife and pollinators. The honest limitation is this: if your yard has dogs or young children who contact the vines regularly, the risk to reward calculation changes significantly. For wall and fence coverage without berry or sap toxicity risk, clematis is the smarter choice across zones 4 through 8. Large flowered clematis varieties deliver dramatic seasonal blooms, grow vertically with minimal lateral spread, and produce no toxic compounds in their berries or foliage at levels dangerous to pets or children. In zones where clematis struggles with summer heat, zone 8 and warmer, climbing roses offer comparable coverage with a well-established safety profile for households with animals. The rule for any ornamental vine is simple. Coverage that comes with a hidden contact risk is not a neutral landscaping decision coming up. A plant that has fooled growers for generations because it looks exactly like something harmless. This one is the impersonator. Colchicum autumnale blooms in autumn without any leaves present. A small pale pink or purple goblet-shaped flower that pushes straight out of bare ground in September and October. It looks so similar to a harmless crocus that experienced gardeners misidentify it regularly. The difference in toxicity between the two is enormous. Colchicum contains colchicine, a compound used in controlled pharmaceutical settings to treat gout, but in uncontrolled plant ingestion. Colchicine causes multi-organ failure in pets. There is no specific antidote. Cats and dogs that ingest colchicum bulbs or flowers require intensive supportive care, IV fluids, anti-nausea medication, and liver and kidney monitoring over several days. The veterinary cost for serious colchicum poisoning ranges from $2,500 to $6,000. It is sold as an ornamental bulb in zones 4 through 9 across the Midwest, Northeast, and Pacific Northwest, and the bulbs are frequently handled barehanded during autumn planting, which causes skin irritation even in humans. The identification problem with colchicum is the core danger. Most families who have it in their garden genuinely believe it is a harmless autumn crocus. Horticulturalists recommend a simple identification check. True autumn crocuses have 3 stamens visible inside the flower. Colchicum has 6. That single detail, 3 versus 6, is the difference between a safe plant and a potentially fatal one in a yard with pets. The safe swap for autumn garden color is Coneflower Echinacea purpurea. It delivers late-season color across zones 3 through 9, supports pollinators actively, recedes naturally, and carries 0 colchicine risk. the specificity detail most guides omit. Echinasia's seed heads persist through winter and feed goldfinches and sparrows, directly making it a functional ecological addition, not just a cosmetic one. If you have what you think are harmless autumn crocuses and you are not certain of the identification, photograph them now and compare the stamen count. The next plant surprises people because it is sold as a cooking herb. We are halfway through this list and the most important plants are still ahead. You have seen what Cyclamen does to a dog's liver in 48 hours. You have seen how taxine stops a heart before symptoms are even visible. You have seen how a pea-shaped seed pod attracts a child for exactly the wrong reason. What is still coming is more surprising, not because the plants are exotic, but because they are ordinary. A common herb sold in the cooking section. A shade garden staple in millions of American yards. And the hedge, the one we mentioned at the start. The most commonly planted hedge in America, sitting in front yards from Maine to Mississippi, and most families who look at it every single day have no idea what it contains. If you are in your 50s or 60s and you have spent seasons building a yard, you are proud of this second half, is the information that makes that yard genuinely safe. Stay with us. Delphinium is the centerpiece of cottage gardens across USDA zones 3 through 7 from the Pacific Northwest to New England. The tall blue, purple, and white flower spikes are visually dramatic and widely sold at nurseries as classic perennial border plants. Every single part of Delphinium contains diterpene alkaloids, including the young seedlings, the mature leaves, the flowers, and the seeds. These alkaloids disrupt the nervous system in both dogs and children, causing symptoms that range from intense nausea and muscle weakness to, in higher dose exposures, respiratory depression. Plant scientists have studied Delphinium alkaloid toxicity extensively in livestock contexts. It is well documented as a cause of cattle death on western rangelands, and the same alkaloid family that kills cattle in open pastures is present in the ornamental varieties sold at every garden center from April through June. Young Delphinium seedlings in early spring carry the highest alkaloid concentration the most. Dangerous stage is also the stage most easily reached by a curious dog nosing through a new spring garden bed. For the vertical blue and purple flower spike effect that makes Delphinium so appealing in a border, the safe swap is Veronica spicata Speedwell. It delivers nearly identical upright flower spikes in deep blue, purple, and pink, grows reliably across zones 3 through 8, blooms from late spring through midsummer with deadheading, and carries no diterpene alkaloid load at any growth stage. The contrast that matters most for smart growers. Delphinium requires careful staking, is susceptible to powdery mildew in humid climates, and demands soil pH management to perform well. Veronica is lower maintenance on every count and produces no toxicity risk in a yard where dogs or children are active. The hidden gem detail most guides skip. Veronica spicata royal candles reblooms reliably if cut back by 1/3 after the first flush, giving you blue spikes from June through September in zone 5 and 6 gardens. The next plant is in your kitchen herbs section right now at most garden centers, and it is quietly dangerous to cats. Pennyroyal is a member of the mint family, and it is sold openly in the herbs section of garden centers across USDA zones 6 through 9. It smells pleasant. It looks like a compact, well-behaved ground cover. It has a long history of traditional use as a natural pest repellent. What is almost never disclosed at the point of sale is this. Pennyroyal contains a compound called pulegon, a monoterpene ketone, that the liver converts into a highly toxic metabolite. In cats, pulegon causes direct hepatocellular damage, meaning it destroys liver cells. Even small exposures through leaf chewing or grooming after plant contact can trigger acute liver failure in cats. The ASPCA Poison Control Center lists Pennyroyal as a significant toxin specifically for felines. The problem is amplified by the fact that cats are attracted to mint family plants. A cat that discovers pennyroyal in a herb garden may return to it repeatedly, accumulating toxin load across multiple exposures before symptoms of liver stress become visible. This is not a rare edge case. It is an underreported household risk in gardens across the South and Mid-Atlantic. The safe swap for pennyroyal in any household with cats is rosemary. Salvia rosmarinus delivers the same pest deterrent function. Its strong aromatic oils repel aphids, cabbage moths, and certain beetles, while carrying no polygon risk to cats or dogs. It thrives in zones 6 through 10, tolerates drought once established, and doubles as a genuine culinary herb. The honest limitation. Rosemary does not spread as a ground cover the way pennyroyal does, if ground coverage is the goal. Creeping rosemary varieties like Prostratus fill that role without the toxicity concern. The contrast story that matters here is simple. Pennyroyal was chosen because it was in the herbs section, and it smelled like mint. That placement created an assumption of safety that the plant does not deserve. Every mint family plant in your herb garden is worth a second look if you have cats. The next plant on this list is sold specifically for its ornamental flower color, and its toxicity profile surprises almost everyone who hears it. Lobelia cardinalis cardinal flower is one of the most dramatic native plants sold at American nurseries. The intense scarlet flower spikes attract hummingbirds reliably and are widely recommended for rain gardens and moist borders across zones 3 through 9. It is also sold in compact trailing blue forms. Lobelia erinus as a hanging basket annual in every garden center from March through June. The active compound in all Lobelia species is lobelia, an alkaloid that acts on nicotinic acetylcholine receptors in the nervous system. At low doses, lobelia causes nausea and vomiting. At moderate to high doses, reached when a pet consumes a meaningful quantity of plant material, lobelia causes respiratory depression, muscle paralysis, and in documented cases, death. Horticulturalists note that Lobelia's toxicity is dose-dependent, which creates a false sense of safety. A single nibble may cause only mild distress. But a dog that develops a taste for the plant and returns repeatedly faces accumulating risk with each exposure. For the trailing blue and purple flower effect that makes Lobelia erinus so popular in hanging baskets and container edges, the direct safe swap is Calibrachoa, commonly sold as Million Bells. It delivers a near identical visual profile, small tubular flowers in deep purple. Violet, pink, and yellow cascades from containers and baskets in the same way, and performs across zones 3 through 10 as a reliable annual. It carries no lobelia and no known toxicity risk to pets or children. For the hummingbird garden function that Lobelia cardinalis fills in rain gardens and moist borders, Salvia garanitica anise hummingbird sage is the smarter native swap, delivering deep blue flowers on upright spikes through summer and autumn with zero alkaloid toxicity. If you are watching right now and you are not yet subscribed, YouTube will stop showing you this content. PlantERLab publishes plant safety and practical growing knowledge every week specifically for smart growers who want real information. Hit subscribe now. It is free and it always will be. Cyclamen is a cool season ornamental sold from autumn through early spring at garden centers, florist shops, and grocery store garden sections across the country. The swept-back flowers in pink, red, white, and purple are visually distinctive, and outdoor varieties perform reliably in USDA zones 5 through 9. The toxicity in Cyclamen is concentrated in the roots and tuber, the round, flattened corm that sits at or just below the soil surface. Cyclamen tubers contain saponins compounds that disrupt cell membrane integrity, and in pets, saponin ingestion from cyclamen roots causes gastrointestinal distress, irregular heart rhythm, and in high-exposure cases, cardiac arrhythmia. The specific behavior pattern that makes this dangerous is digging. Dogs and cats both investigate soil-level objects. The cyclamen tuber sits partially exposed, is firm and dense in texture, and is exactly the kind of object a dog will dig up, chew, and ingest before any symptom appears. The root concentration means even a partial tuber carries a meaningful saponin dose. The safe swap for cyclamen's cool season color roll is Impatiens. Impatiens walleriana delivers dense mounding coverage in the same pink, red, white, and coral color range. Performs well in partial to full shade, the same conditions cyclamen prefers, and produces no saponin compounds at any stage. It is widely available, reliable across zones 3 through 10 as an annual, and produces no root structure that pets are likely to investigate or dig. The contrast that defines smart garden decision-making. Cyclamen was chosen because the color display at the garden center was exactly right. Impatiens delivers the same seasonal color without requiring any awareness of pet behavior around soil-level tubers. One line worth remembering here: a plant that performs well visually is not automatically a plant that performs safely. Those are two separate evaluations that most nursery shopping never separates. The next plant on this list is a shade garden staple found in millions of American yards, and its danger goes deeper than most growers have ever been. Hellebore is one of the most recommended shade garden perennials in American horticulture. Nurseries across zones 3 through 8 sell it as a nearly perfect plant. It blooms in late winter when nothing else does. It handles deep shade gracefully. It is deer resistant, and it requires almost no maintenance once established. Every one of those claims is accurate. What is almost never stated alongside them is this: every part of Hellebore, the roots, the leaves, the flowers, and the sap, contains helleborine, a cardiac glycoside, and other compounds that cause direct irritation to mucous membranes and skin on contact. In pets, ingestion causes severe gastrointestinal distress, drooling, and heart rhythm irregularities. In humans, handling Hellebore without gloves and then touching the face causes a burning, itching irritation that can last for hours. Plant scientists have documented Hellebore's cardiac glycoside content extensively, the same compound family found in Digitalis, and while Hellebore's concentration is lower, the cumulative effect of a pet that grazes on garden foliage repeatedly is not trivial. The safe swap for Hellebore in shade gardens across zones 7 through 10 is Camellia japonica. It delivers large, dramatic blooms in pink, white, and red from winter through early spring, overlapping Hellebore's exact seasonal display window. With glossy evergreen foliage that holds its appearance year-round and no cardiac glycoside content. For colder zones 4 through 6, where Camellia struggles with winter hardiness, Astelbiz, the reliable shade garden swap for foliage texture and seasonal interest, with zero toxicity risk to pets. The honest limitation here: Hellebore's late winter bloom timing in cold climates is almost uniquely valuable. For growers in zone 5 and 6 who do not have pets or children with yard access, managed Hellebore with awareness of its sap is a reasonable choice. This channel exists for growers who have spent enough seasons making expensive mistakes they were never warned about. If you are in your 50s or 60s, subscribe right now. Zone aware, dollar grounded, built for your actual life. This is the one we mentioned at the very beginning. the most commonly planted hedge in America. The plant that frames front doors from Maine to Mississippi defines formal garden borders from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf Coast and appears in the front landscape of an estimated 15 million American homes. Boxwood, Buxus, sempervirens. It is in zones 5 through 8. It is in every nursery in every state. And it contains buxine, a steroidal alkaloid concentrated in the leaves and bark that causes nausea, vomiting, respiratory distress, and in cases of significant ingestion, respiratory failure and death in dogs. Horticulturalists note that boxwood toxicity in pets is consistently underreported because the plant is so universally perceived as safe that the connection to illness is rarely made at the veterinary level. Dogs that graze on trimmed boxwood clippings left on the ground, the small leafy debris left after a hedge trim, are the most common exposure pathway. Those clippings are left in the yard. The dog finds them. Nobody thinks twice. The safe swap for boxwood as a formal hedge in zones 7 through 10 is clipped rosemary Salvia rosmarinus. It accepts regular clipping into tight formal shapes, maintains dense coverage, carries no buxine alkaloid, and doubles as a culinary herb accessible from the garden year-round. The visual profile is slightly different. Rosemary's fine gray-green foliage has a pro-AT, softer texture than boxwood's small, dark oval leaves, but the formal function is preserved. For zones 5 and 6, where rosemary winter hardiness becomes a limiting factor, inkberry holly ilex glabra is the cold hardy swap. Evergreen, dense, native to the eastern U.S., and carrying no alkaloid toxicity profile for pets. The specificity detail worth knowing. After trimming either rosemary or inkberry holly, rake and remove the clippings immediately. That single habit, removing clippings after any hedge trim, is the highest impact safety action most homeowners never take. One plant left on this list, and it is the one that cat owners absolutely cannot afford to skip. Tiger lily is one of the most striking summer blooming plants sold at American nurseries. The bold orange flowers with recurved petals and distinctive black spots are visually unforgettable, and Lilium lancifolium grows reliably across USDA zones 3 through 9, from the northern Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic to the Pacific Northwest. For households without cats, tiger lily presents minimal risk. For households with cats, tiger lily is among the most acutely lethal plants in any garden. The nephrotoxic compounds in tiger lily, their exact chemical identity is still being studied, because rapid and catastrophic kidney failure in cats with no clear dose-response threshold. Documented veterinary cases have recorded fatal kidney failure in cats following exposure to as little as 1 petal, 2 leaves, or a small amount of pollen transferred onto the coat and ingested during grooming. The ASPCA identifies true lilies of the Lilium genus as the highest priority toxic plant emergency for cats. A cat that enters a room where tiger lily flowers are in a vase and grooms pollen from its coat may develop acute kidney failure within 24 to 72 hours. The safe swap for tiger lily's summer color role in a cat household is roses. Orange and coral rose varieties including Tropicana, Sunset Celebration, and Cinco de Mayo deliver comparable warm-toned summer blooms, perform across zones 3 through 9, and carry no nephrotoxic compounds. Roses have thorns. That is the honest limitation, but a thorn is a mechanical deterrent that a cat navigates, not a systemic toxin that destroys kidney function. The hidden gem detail most guides completely omit. Daylilies, Hemerocallis species, are a separate genus from true Lilium lilies and carry a completely different safety profile. Daylilies are listed as non-toxic to dogs. However, they are also toxic to cats. Any lily-shaped flower in a cat household deserves verification before planting. The jaw drop number in this video is not the vet bill, it is this. An estimated 15 million American households have boxwood in the front yard, tiger lily or another Lilium species in the garden, and a cat inside the house, and most of them have never seen these two facts in the same place. Now we are not ending here. 3 facts most plant safety guides never include. First, cut flowers carry the same toxicity as living plants. A tiger lily arrangement in a vase is as dangerous to a cat as one growing in the garden. The pollen falls onto surfaces. The cat grooms. The kidney failure mechanism is identical. Remove stamens from cut lily arrangements before bringing them indoors if cats are present. Second, dried plant material retains toxic compounds. Dried yew clippings, dried Delphinium seed heads, and dried Pennyroyal retain meaningful toxin concentrations for months after cutting. A dog that chews on dried hedge trimmings left in a yard waste pile faces the same risk as one eating fresh plant material. Third, the most dangerous exposure window for most of these plants is spring cleanup. Raking, pruning, and clearing winter debris brings pets into direct contact with concentrated root material, bark, and fresh new growth, all at peak toxin levels. Spring cleanup in a yard that contains any of these 13 plants requires immediate debris removal, not delayed composting. Here is your exact action plan based on your specific situation. If you are in the South or Gulf Coast zones 8 through 10 and you have a dog, Sago palm is your highest priority removal. One seed is a documented fatality. Start there. If you are in the Northeast or Mid-Atlantic zones 5 through 7 and you have any pets, audit your boxwood first, then you. These 2 plants frame millions of American front yards in exactly these zones. If you have cats anywhere in zones 3 through 9, tiger lily and all true Lilium species are your absolute first removal indoors and outdoors. If you have never done a yard audit before, walk your property with this list and identify by leaf shape, not by what the nursery tag said. Tags disappear, plants stay. If your goal is a genuinely safe yard for children and pets, remove the highest risk plants, first Sago palm, yew, tiger lily, then work through the list by zone. Budget under $200 in most cases covers a complete swap to safe alternatives for any of the 13 plants covered today. The yard you have spent years building is meant to be the safest place in your world. Every plant on today's list was sold as something beautiful, and beautiful they are. The gap was never in the plants. The gap was in the conversation that never happened at the point of sale. Now you have had it. If this video changed how you see even one plant in your yard, like this video right now, drop your state and your highest priority removal in the comments. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these matters most for you. Think of one person in your life who has dogs, cats, or grandchildren and a yard full of nursery plants. Send them this video right now. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded, research-based plant safety information that most channels never put in one place. That is what every PlantERLab video delivers. Subscribe now and turn on the bell. The next one is already coming.